Hey, what's up, guys? The Underslayer 259 here, and today I'm doing a video on another subreddit. This one called Black Hole Revenge. If you don't know what Black Hole Revenge is, there's basically, I think, pretty. So there's a total of four subreddits about revenge. There's petty revenge, pro revenge, supernova revenge, and this is the worst of all, black hole revenge. So be careful. These stories can include violence. It's actually almost confirmed that there's gonna be violence in one of these. Because as you can see in the first story I'm gonna read is "Don't mess with a World War II veteran." Yeah, this is this is gonna be good. Okay, so let's get on to it. Heads up, this is not my story, it is my dad's story. A little backstory. My father was serving France in World War II, so he was fight in trench warfare. Okay, this guy has grammatical errors all around. Some so it's he was fighting in trench warfare before tanks that could cross no man's land and trenches were in production in Germany. He was fighting in the that's not how you spell European theater, so he knew a lot about fighting. The cast, e.g., entitled German. D equals Dad, me equals the almighty Mr. Slavisk USSR. By the way, that's his subreddit name, so my dad was visiting Germany to meet with some friends he had fought with and was going to a Veterans Hall and to travel there. Oh my god, this guy does not know grammar. And to travel there, he had to wear his old French colonel uniform to go. I had to go with him too, while we were waiting in line to get a German commander, e.g., that was going to start. They're giving my dad dirty looks. He also started loudly complaining to others about my dad being a white flag cunt and a baron of no flag. I wanted to kill him, but my dad calmed me down and said he had a plan. Later at the hall, my dad found out his seat number. It was 22 and pulled out four lash thumbtack and placed them under the cloth on his seat for later and note 2. He never told me what it read. 2 hours later, EG comes and sits on it. He jumps up screaming but doesn't know who did it. Later, my dad also dragged EG's drink to put him in a stable. He was super out of it. Like, I mean out of it, but tried to act sober. Later again, my dad put super glue in his hat. Yes, cartoonish I know, but it was super funny trying to see him remove it. This is the best part. My dad does speak German and was a convincing German accent. So in the middle of the speech, he was sitting behind EG, and we were the only ones in the row. So when he yelled it, everybody looked at EG and was slapped by a few of my dads in German. Said, "Fuck you all, dirty allies. Go fuck yourself, Hell Hitler." It says hit. It has Hitler. Hitler. Hell Hitler. This guy, the grammar. This guy just grabs grammar and throws it out the fucking window. I kid you not, he actually said that. DEG was kicked out and banned from attending any veteran halls there ever again and was taken to jail for, I don't remember this very well, but I think it was for neo-Nazi or something like that, I think. Jesus. Like I said, Black Hole Revenge is just God. The people in this subreddit are just fucking savages. Oh, this is one I would like to read. Alright, so the next story is "Fuck with my dog, I'll fuck your life." Meet the cast. Me equals me, and TH equals Jackhead. Well, no shit. I was around 16 at the time, and I had a pit bull, and he was super nice, but when things were bad, she would attack. This is a short story. I woke up at 3:27 a.m. to be exact, and I hear a whoosh and a squeal. I ran out the door in short and a t-shirt. Again, grammar out the window. And see this 14-year-old beating the shit out of my dog. I have a fucking monster pocket knife. Like, the blade is titanium and probably a foot long. I grab my pocket knife and throw it at the DH, and it stabs him in the butt. I'm sorry, what? It stabs him in the balls? Bruh, you have to be fucking green now to have that precision. And more importantly, how did it actually have enough force to puncture the balls? Alright, he's a dickhead, but he ain't having any dick. Yeah, so. No lie, legit hit him in the balls. He screams in pain. My dog, barely breathing, is fucked, so I grab my dog and rush her to the bed. They had to put her down because of internal bleeding and her neck was broken. DH got away, and the next morning I am cuffed in a room and wake up. This cop starts asking me things, and I told him DH beat the living shit out of my dog, and he lets me go. I see the DH walk in and say, "How are you feeling after you killed my dog?" And before he can respond, I immediately instantly kick him in the stomach and knee his face. Turns out I broke his nose and spent the night in juvie. R slash that happened. Yeah, I don't think this is believable. That it sounds like something that would belong in Black Hole Revenge. If it actually fucking happened. So if this actually fucking happened, boy, you have the weirdest life. Alright, so I'm gonna see you later and see which stories I can find so I can read to you guys. I'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, I'm back and on to the next story, which is won't pay me for my work, I will ruin your business from the inside. My story was taken down from r slash pro revenge, so I decided to put it here. Yeah, I think they took it down since if it's in this subreddit, it must be fucking littered with violence or you fucked up somebody real bad. For some context, this all happened to me just over a year ago. After telling the story to multiple people, some of my close friends told me that it would be appreciated here. English is my third language. Very sorry if there are any grammatical errors. I apologize in advance for the long read TLDR at the end. To begin, I moved to the US from Germany about 5 years ago. My father found a steady job as an insurance salesman, and my mother was a housewife for the first couple of years living in the United States. At this time, I was only 12 years old and attempting to find friends in my 6th grade class. After about 3 years of living in a calm suburban town, my mother had become more increasingly bored as a stay at home mom, and she decided to start looking for a job. Eventually, she found a job translating for a new small option company based in the big city near my suburb. Her boss and CEO was probably the most narcissistic, arrogant dick I have ever met. So we will call him DB for douchebag. In addition to translating conversations, emails, and documents from foreign clients, she was also in charge of building the company's new website and managing all the docs and programs they had made. I can already tell where this is going. About a year later, after I had turned 16, I was looking for a job and I eventually started working for my mom's boss and his company because they were looking for employees and I was looking for employment. When I started there, I was put in charge of the website management. Again, the foreshadowing is just wow. I started there and I was put in charge of the website management because I knew a lot more about technology and computer stuff than my mother did. Before I continue any further, I would like to explain a little bit more about DB's company. So basically, what his company does is create resources and tutorials or people who are learning about trading options or stocks, and there are lessons when cheap, clients buried in wealth. We had some very rich and others looked for deals on a budget. This is important to the story. Anyways, I I wasn't paid an hourly salary for my job with DB's company. I was paid a predetermined amount per task that I completed. It worked pretty well at first. DB would assign me a task to complete. We would agree on a price for my time. Most of the tasks were tedious, busy work no one in the office wanted to do. DB and I had only met in person a few times, and we mostly talked through emails. As with school, most of my work with the school was done on my computer at home. For a few months, everything went smoothly, and I made a decent amount of money for a kid my age. I didn't mind doing the work as it was very simple, just tedious, and I could watch YouTube while working at home, which was a win win, for me at least. Eventually, there came a time where I was paid a little less than what we agreed on. However, I noticed, but didn't really care. I was still making a lot of money. I thought it was just a mistake on his end, but I was wrong. After completing more tasks, he started paying me less and less than what we had previously agreed on. When I eventually confronted him about it, he argued with me and said that he had paid me the amount we had agreed on, which I knew was a complete lie. There even was a time where he didn't even pay me at all. I was so sick of his shit. He kept making excuses about how I'm just a kid and I don't need to pay taxes or anything, and he just went on and on. At this point, the only reason I still worked for this asshole was slowly to get revenge. Alright, here comes the good part. About a month later, I get a very important email from DB explaining that a new client it's made a very expensive order and bought a copy of almost every course, document, and lesson that DB had for sale. My task was to revise all the documents in this order and create a folder to locate copies of all the resources. Like I said, it was easy work, but time consuming, and everybody else had something more important to do. I told DB that I would start immediately and I would have the folder ready by the end of the week. However, there was a lot of work, so I didn't do anything. Wait. However, this was a lot of work and I wasn't sure if D was going to even pay me for it, so I didn't do anything. By the end of the week, my inbox is exploding from emails from DB frantically asking about the forger. I said I was really busy the whole week with school, but DB wasn't having it. He lost the client that he could have me tens of thousands of dollars off of. He called my phone, and when I answered, he started screaming at me, and I said I wouldn't be paid for my work, which I probably wouldn't have been anyways, and I was fired on the spot. I honestly didn't really care, as at this point I really knew how much of a dick DB was. I thought I was done with him, but sadly I wasn't. DB started harassing my mother at work, physically and mentally. I witnessed this when I visited the office with her. She eventually quit, but I knew I had to get back at DB once and for all, and I wanted him to really suffer this time. What DB didn't know was that still had access to the website, and I was an admin. I had access to all the resources of the company that they sold. Slowly, I started to formulate my plan, and a great idea came to me. Disclaimer, I'm not sure if what I did here is illegal, but I know that DB deserved this. When clients approached our website, they found out their email address or phone number. What I did was, when a new client contacted me through that website, I contacted them with a fake email, and I gave them every resource they asked for free. This went on for months, and when DB heard the news that had been zero new clients in months, it shattered him. He actually became depressed. At this point, it made me so happy to see him like this, and I knew I had to take it a step further. Began reaching out to regular clients too and giving them all the company lessons and docs for free too. This was a small company and it didn't take long. Pretty soon the company started to go under as they had zero sales for almost a whole quarter. Dude, this guy literally destroys. After DB's company went under, his wife divorced him, and he is left unemployed, living off his savings, which hopefully won't last him very long. I don't know all the details about what happened to DB after his company shut down, but I do know that his future isn't very bright at the moment, and he is a depressed alcoholic. The best part is that he will never know that it was me, and seeing the close sign in front of his old office building every day makes me smile. TLDR, my mom worked for a company that sold courses on how to trade options. These courses included talks, bids, and lessons. When I turned 16, I worked for my mom's boss, who often refused to pay me and abused my mom. However, he didn't know that I still had access to his company's website, and I gave all the customers all of the courses for free, putting his company out of business. Holy shit. Dude. that shit took that shit took 8 minutes to read. I know since I started reading when it was 6 minutes into the video and now it's 14. That was both long and actually pretty good revenge. Holy shit. That dude was a dickhead. He literally harassed his mother and did not pay him, yeah, he deserved that shit. Well, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.